We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to.
Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you?
Kevin Hart wearing a dress in the SNL skit. And Dave Chappelle spoke about that as a comedian. Black actors are always, being asked to wear dresses. Have you ran into that? And what do you think about that whole Illuminati theory that people put out there about that?
Well,
She's like, no, it's enough.
Yeah.
I get it. You got it.
You
It's
look
time.
beautiful. It was a great move.
I throw that product in there.
They did ask me this weekend, could two boys come over?
Pope Conventionate is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man pose.
Truly adorable, and everyone loves it.
What's up, everyone? Today we're diving into some serious drama that's got the whole internet buzzing. Comedy legend Katt Williams has just sent out a major warning to Kevin Hart, and it's all tied to some explosive claims involving none other than Diddy. From shocking Hollywood connections to the latest controversies that are shaking the industry, we're breaking down what's really going on behind the scenes and why Katt is calling Kevin out in a way we've never seen before. You don't want to miss this, so grab your popcorn and hit that like button because this story is wild. Let's get into it.
I said it, and this sums it up well. Like you don't entertain the circus, you watch it, right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. That's what they all end up saying at the end of the day. Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until... No. Oh, no. So they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. All right.
Wow.
Show up for the studio.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
We all remember comedian Katt Williams dominating social media earlier this year after he called out a long list of other comedians and entertainers, like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart, and P. Diddy, for personal grievances and other criticisms in a nearly 3-hour-long appearance on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. He called out a lot of names then, but one name stood out among the rest, given his history and known friendship with Diddy. Katt called comedian Kevin Hart an industry plant, alleging his success has not been organic because he already had movie deals when he got to Los Angeles, and no one in Hollywood has a memory of a sold-out Kevin Hart show. But apart from this roast, he also alleged him to be involved with Diddy and his notorious freak-off parties.
For Kevin Hart, is it not about timing?
I think the thing is what Katt is saying.
Yes, sir.
That the opportunity that he passed on was because he wasn't willing to compromise his integrity.
Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people.
This whole situation has been unfolding right in front of us for a while now, but Katt Williams is finally ready to let the truth out. And it's a lot to take in. If there's one thing Katt is known for, it's calling out the industry for putting black men in awkward and embarrassing positions.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. All of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my p in front of all my people at my agency. I told him no, what y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian, but in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I'm not taking the shortcuts. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about.
That's why Katt seems to think Kevin Hart might have sold out. Now, let's be clear. Kevin has worked incredibly hard to get where he is. But when you look at how quickly he went from an up-and-coming comedian to a Hollywood superstar, it feels like there might be more to the story. Many point to a particular moment as the turning point, when Kevin wore a dress on Saturday Night Live.
The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Kevin Wallace.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming. And what is the new pope doing?
Pope Kevin is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man pose.
Truly adorable, and everyone loves it.
Well, except for presumed frontrunner Cardinal Turkson, who does not look happy.
Kevin Hart wearing a dress in the SNL skit. And Dave Chappelle spoke about that as a comedian. Black actors are always, being asked to wear dresses. Have you ran into that? And what do you think about that whole Illuminati theory that people put out there about that?
Well, thanks for that softball question. It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others.
Before this, Kevin had always said he'd never do that because he found it demeaning as a black man. But after that skit, his career really skyrocketed. It makes you wonder what might have been happening behind closed doors.
Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh.
According to Katt, Kevin didn't just rise to the top because of his talent and hard work. Katt claims Kevin made the deal that most people would never consider, an alleged agreement involving Sean Diddy Combs, a man known for his power and influence, but also his share of controversies. For many, this situation has been shocking. It's hard to picture someone living the glamorous celebrity life while also being tied to something so murky and mysterious. So how did this all start? Katt Williams, who's never been one to stay quiet, sparked a storm when he accused Kevin Hart of doing the unimaginable, having intimate relations with Diddy for money. And not just a small paycheck, we're talking about a rumored $50 million, all to secure a major career boost. It sounds outrageous, but Hollywood has always been full of secrets and strange power dynamics. The tension between Katt and Kevin isn't new. Their feud has been simmering for years. This latest accusation is just another chapter in their complicated history. To make sense of it all, you have to look at how Katt, Kevin, and Diddy became connected in this messy situation. It's also worth mentioning that Diddy has recently been dealing with some serious legal issues. Once a dominant figure in both entertainment and business, his recent troubles make it seem like there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. Federal agents recently arrested Diddy on some pretty serious charges, including misconduct and possible exploitation. For years, people have questioned his flashy lifestyle. And now it seems like there might be more to uncover. What's making things even messier is that Kevin Hart's name is suddenly being pulled into all of this. Before getting into Katt Williams' bold accusations, let's take a step back and talk about Diddy's famous parties. These weren't your typical Hollywood get-togethers. They were over-the-top and luxurious, but also surrounded by rumors of shady happenings. Some say Diddy used these events to gain power over other celebrities, allegedly putting them in uncomfortable or compromising situations. He was rumored to be the one pulling all the strings behind the scenes. This is where Kevin Hart enters the picture. Recently, videos and photos of him at Diddy's parties have been making the rounds online, causing a lot of buzz. In one video that went viral, Kevin is seen laughing and chatting with Diddy and Usher. At first, it seems harmless, until Diddy makes an odd comment, jokingly telling Kevin not to sit on the bed, followed by a bizarre story involving Usher. It's left people wondering what's really going on at these gatherings.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even. I don't want it to come close to the bed.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented.
In another video, Kevin Hart is seen laughing after a woman's hair catches fire at one of Diddy's well-known parties. At first glance, it might seem like a minor mishap involving candles and a hot tub, but Kevin's reaction caused a stir. Instead of stepping in to help, he made light of the situation, joking, "That's what I call a raw dog. I'm used to this kind of thing, doing what I do best." This casual response left many questioning his behavior at these kinds of events.
Doing what I do best.
Oh, shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera!
Although there's nothing illegal in the clip, Kevin's relaxed attitude paired with his presence at such controversial parties only added to the backlash. To make things even stranger, there's another moment where Diddy calls Kevin over saying, "Yo, Kevin, come here. No homo. We're going to have a contest. Your breath be stinking sometimes." While it might have sounded like harmless teasing, it left people wondering what's really happening at these gatherings.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it.
Then there's Katt Williams, who has always been outspoken about his issues with Hollywood and his fellow celebrities. His long-running feud with Kevin Hart is nothing new, but this time, Katt took things to another level. Instead of criticizing Kevin's comedy or Hollywood image, he made an explosive claim. Kevin's rise to fame was tied to a romantic relationship with Diddy. According to Katt, Kevin didn't just make it big through talent and hard work. He alleges that Diddy used his wealth and influence to bring Kevin into his inner circle. Supposedly, Diddy offered Kevin a massive $50 million deal in exchange for becoming his lover and ally. Katt even revealed that Diddy had made him a similar offer in the past, one he firmly turned down.
Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Katt claims that the reason he hasn't reached Kevin Hart's level of mainstream success isn't because he lacks talent, but because he refused to play by Diddy's rules. He paints himself as someone who stood up to what he sees as Hollywood's manipulation and corruption, even if it meant putting his career on the line.
Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't, people say that, he lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times.
This raises a big question for many people. Could there actually be any truth to these accusations? Did Kevin Hart really agree to such a deal? Or is this just another wild Hollywood rumor spiraling out of control? Kevin's rise to fame certainly seemed fast, and to some, almost too smooth. After years of performing stand-up, he suddenly found himself starring in blockbuster movies, signing huge endorsement deals, and selling out arenas worldwide. While it's easy to credit this success to Kevin's hard work and talent, Katt Williams suggests that there might have been more going on behind the scenes. According to him, no one climbs that high in Hollywood without powerful connections, and sometimes those connections come with a hefty price.
Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right. For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk. That all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly because I'm not right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was. And acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, show up for the studio.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows.
Years later, I had, at one time, 7 TV shows running concurrent on the air.
Only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows.
Years later, I had, at one time...
For years, there have been whispers about what it really takes to make it big in Hollywood. People have speculated about secret deals and compromises made in private. Katt has always been vocal about his opinions, and when asked if he fears being blackballed again for speaking out, his answer is bold and unapologetic.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people.
Kevin Hart, meanwhile, has always said this success comes from hard work, persistence, and determination. He often talks about his humble beginnings and the hustle it took to break into such a tough industry. But Katt Williams isn't buying it. Katt has never been shy about sharing his thoughts on Hollywood, and he's convinced there's more happening behind the curtain than most people realize. He believes Hollywood has a habit of choosing certain celebrities to push into the spotlight while leaving others behind. When it comes to Kevin Hart, Katt argues that his rise to fame wasn't purely based on talent or effort. Instead, he claims Kevin was specifically chosen by Hollywood's powerful elites, led by Diddy, to become a superstar.
I said it, and this sums it up well. Like, you don't entertain the circus, you watch it, right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard. You just go, okay, that's crazy. The lion's riding a bike. And then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. I don't feed into the stuff at all. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment to a certain degree. So you just hope that people can be smart enough and have a tremendous amount of logic to just go and possibly do research or fact check. And if they do, then great. If they don't, then kudos to that as well. I just don't have the time for it. There's too much going on.
But Katt's claims don't stop there. He suggests that Diddy's involvement went beyond just boosting Kevin's career. According to Katt, Diddy had control over almost every aspect of Kevin's life, just as he allegedly has with others in Hollywood. Rumors about Diddy's extravagant parties and the uncomfortable situations celebrities allegedly face there only add fuel to the fire. While the accusations are undeniably shocking, they've sparked plenty of discussion. And then there's the alleged evidence from recent raids on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles. Reports suggest that videos of these infamous freak-offs were found, further feeding Katt's belief that there's something seriously wrong with the way Hollywood operates.
Developing now, new details are emerging about the FBI raid on homes owned by rapper P. Diddy. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News the searches were part of a federal investigation. Federal agents searching the hip-hop mogul's homes in both Los Angeles and Miami. Attorneys for Diddy.
However, Kevin Hart makes it clear that he wants no involvement with allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. While out with his wife, the comedian was approached and asked about his time hosting one of Combs' past parties. The moment between Hart and the inquisitive paparazzi was shared by Entertainment Tonight. When I hosted for Diddy, you're asking the wrong person the wrong question, responded the 45-year-old when asked about his affiliation with the disgraced musician's once popular events. Wrong person, wrong question. Doubled down the Fight Night $1 Million heist star when asked if Combs would be safe behind bars.
You're asking the wrong person the wrong question. That's like your question.
In the clip, E.T. shares footage from a 2010 release party celebrating the Diddy Dirty Money Last Train to Paris album drop. The event was hosted by Hart. A key moment in the throwback video shows Hart sitting on the edge of a hot tub surrounded by women, with a woman also sitting inside. The woman in the water-filled basin accidentally leans into a lit candle, igniting a flame in her hair. Hart excitedly reacts as she panics to put out the fire.
I'm not jumping the tub myself. Once everybody gets out, just me and the lady. What I do best? Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera!
That might have been the funniest thing I've ever, personally witnessed, explained Hart at the time. And I'ma tell y'all what I'm laughing at. See, y'all laughing at the wrong stuff. You laughing at the hair going on fire. That's not the funniest part of the video. You watch the video again, okay? Let me give you what's going on. It's me, Fab Fabulous, and Trey Songz. We all upstairs. You know I'm doing the interview, right? You know we silly. Everybody's drinking. It's a good time, right? This is what I hear. Let me tell you all how funny Trey is. Trey is in sexy mode all the time. This is how Trey said the girl hair was on fire. Yo, her hair is on fire. Listen, full flame. She got full flames in the back of her head. Trey didn't have to panic. The video has unsurfaced as Combs' parties and those who have attended have been the subject of scrutiny and faced with questions after the hip-hop mogul's arrest. Diddy has also hosted a party attended by big names like Kevin Hart and Usher. Throughout the night, Diddy seemed to focus on Kevin, often interacting with him in ways that caught people's attention. Even though he had to know how this might look to the public, Diddy didn't seem to care. In fact, his attitude almost hinted that the speculation about their interactions might not be entirely off base.
You didn't have to do it, you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna.
One memorable moment happened when Diddy invited Kevin into the bathroom, starting with the phrase "no homo" as the cameras rolled. This phrase, often used to emphasize straightness in casual male conversations, took on a different meaning coming from Diddy, especially given his complex and sometimes controversial history. The way he said it left people wondering if there was more behind his words.
Listen. Yo, come in here, no homo. We're gonna get some ladies in here though, but we're gonna make sure our breath is fresh.
No, say pause. Say pause.
Pause.
Don't acknowledge it. There's nothing to do with me.
Things got even stranger when Diddy asked Kevin to talk about him as if he were a baby. It seemed like Diddy was becoming more confident and showing a different side of himself. That confidence showed again in another unexpected moment when Diddy kissed Bronny James without permission, which clearly upset Kevin Hart.
Hands on. Hold on. Shouts out to Diddy's sons who look nothing like him, boy. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Nobody want to see that shit. We got a lot of stars in the building right now.
People are still speculating about Kevin's true feelings towards Diddy. Is there jealousy involved, or is it something else? Kevin's response, suggesting Diddy should focus on getting in shape, only added more layers to the mystery of their relationship. And then there's Usher, whose name came up in Diddy's comments, hinting at an even more complicated connection between the three.
We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Given Diddy's history of keeping quiet about his orientation, these unusual interactions feel less surprising in hindsight. Looking back at his early days as a teenager signed to LaFace Records, Usher's mentorship under P. Diddy takes an unexpected turn. Their relationship seems to go beyond the typical mentor-mentee dynamic, adding another layer of complexity to the story. One particularly awkward interview between P. Diddy and Kevin Hart revealed something surprising about Diddy's relationship with Usher. During the conversation, Diddy admitted to sharing a bed with Usher, a level of closeness that raised a lot of eyebrows. Things get even more interesting when you learn that Usher moved to New York at just 14 years old to live with Diddy. What went on in Diddy's household during that time has left many people wondering about the true nature of their relationship.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but check this out. back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the...
Now, think back to Kevin Hart's rise to fame. It all seemed to take off after he wore a dress, even though he had previously said he'd never do it. But Kevin isn't the only comedian who's faced that situation. Plenty of others have been offered similar opportunities, offers that often come with a hefty price tag.
That's what they all end up saying at the end of the day. Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until...
No. Oh, no.
So they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right.
Wow. It's wild how many comedians have been pushed to cross that line. Take Dave Chappelle, for instance. He's known for being unapologetically honest, and when asked to wear a dress, he refused outright. Chappelle has always been clear about setting boundaries and protecting his image. He's even spoken about how these requests to wear a dress are just another way Hollywood tries to control black men. And honestly, he might be onto something.
For certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute.
When you think about it, it's hard to ignore how often black comedians face these kinds of pressures compared to their white counterparts. It makes you wonder, are these just random requests, or is there something deeper going on? Chappelle has had his share of industry pressure. Back in 2004, he shocked everyone by walking away from a $50 million Comedy Central deal. Instead of staying in the spotlight, he took a step back and moved to South Africa for a couple of years. That decision speaks volumes about the kind of pressure artists like him face.
For all the things that I've done, I'm most renowned for what I didn't do. I've made decisions in my career that a lot of people have called insane. 2004, I had a $50 million deal on the table, and in a crisis of conscience, flipped the table over and walked away. Went to South Africa. Everyone said I was running away from the money. That is not true. In fact, I still want that money.
The wildest part of all of this? While Dave Chappelle was taking a break and enjoying life in South Africa, the media went into overdrive with all kinds of crazy rumors about him. But if you know Dave, you know he's not just one to let people run their mouths. As soon as he came back to the U.S., he sat down with Oprah to set the record straight.
I don't even wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this.
You mean he made $500 million and they offered him 50? Yes. And he said, what do you think my fans are gonna say when they find out you offered me 10% of what I made you? And they said, your fans will believe that you're a crazy crackhead by the time you get home.
And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then...
And my guy on the flight in LA, and by the time he got to Ohio, it was so. And 8 years later, he hasn't been in a movie and or television. Is just now trying to do his real comeback.
Wear the dress.
During the interview, Dave opened up about why he walked away from that massive $50 million Comedy Central deal. He explained that the contract wasn't all it seemed. It had some pretty shady terms that he just couldn't agree to. Dave also talked about how tough it is for entertainers trying to level up in the industry. He's been in the business since he was 14, so he's heard all the stories and even seen some of it with his own eyes. He highlighted some strange patterns in Hollywood, like when Mariah Carey landed a $100 million deal only to see her career take a huge hit just a few months later. Or when Martin Lawrence, after becoming a massive star, was found wandering the streets yelling that people were after him. According to Dave, these kinds of stories always seem to surface when someone is on the verge of breaking into a whole new level of success.
Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Well, I wasn't walking away from the money.
Yeah.
I was walking away from the circumstances that were coming with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It takes a while when you punch through to adjust to the atmosphere. It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
When Oprah asked Dave about his Comedy Central contract, he explained that the network wanted him to create sketches he felt were socially irresponsible. He believed the intention was to make him the punchline of the jokes, encouraging audiences to laugh at him rather than with him, a direction that clashed with his values as a comedian. Katt Williams sees Kevin Hart's career as a prime example of this dynamic. After getting close to Diddy, Kevin's career seemed to skyrocket overnight. Katt hasn't held back in criticizing Kevin, accusing him of lacking authenticity in how he rose to fame, even went as far as calling Kevin an industry plant, claiming Hollywood's powerful white executives propped him up to fill a specific role, one that could easily be replaced when needed. Now, with Diddy under scrutiny, Kevin is facing mounting pressure and controversy, and the timing couldn't be worse. While on the road for his Acting My Age comedy tour, Kevin is struggling with how to handle the situation without directly addressing it. Fans are eager for him to comment on the Diddy allegations, but he's made it clear he won't be saying a word about it. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. Stay tuned.